A wealthy businessman in his 50s chose young, beautiful Emma from the orphanage to carry on his family line. People say, once you have a goal, you gotta chase it hard. The businessman started working overtime every night, and Emma felt the passion burning deep inside her husband. But maybe because of his age, Emma never got pregnant. 3 years quietly passed. Her belly stayed flat. Her heart grew restless. So Emma turned to a famous healer in town, hoping some home remedy could help her aging husband realize his dream. Unfortunately, the so-called healer was nothing but a crook. As soon as the door shut, he grabbed a belt and threatened her. Angry and deceived, Emma fled the scene, determined to get pregnant soon. Emma worked with her husband every night, with sincere belief, throwing herself into their plan to conceive. Meanwhile, downstairs the maid was sneaking around with her lover, a fishmonger from town. He came by every day, using selling fish as an excuse. So the businessman ended up eating fish 7 days a week, complaining nonstop. The businessman was silenced by one comment from a maid. Sweet and sour fish was called a secret recipe for pregnancy. One day, the businessman hired a young painter to paint portraits of the couple, just so their descendants could see the wife's beauty at its peak. The painter was stunned by Emma's looks on sight, set up the pose, and began painting. His greedy eyes didn't hide. Fixated on Emma, Emma felt her heart stir, either by the painter's piercing gaze or the youthfulness he exuded. She feared betraying her husband. After the painter left, Emma suggested to her husband to replace him. The businessman adored his wife and agreed to whatever she wanted. At night, Emma grew more passionate toward her husband, eager to release long-suppressed feelings. But his rushed finish made Emma think of the young, handsome painter. In the end, she changed her mind, decided to keep the painter. That day, the maid was busy with her lover, while the businessman was called away to discuss business. Emma, secretly thrilled, held tulips as she stood by the window, wearing a charming smile. The painter blushed and his heart raced on the spot, gazing at the vibrant woman in front of him. Worried he might do something he couldn't take back, he quickly turned and left. Before Emma, the painter dared not confess his love, so he wrote a letter, asking if she could send him a few tulips. Emma got her husband's approval, held tulips in hand, and went to the painter's place. The moment he saw Emma, the tulips seemed to lose their color. The two sparks flew instantly. So, when the businessman was away, their polite meetings turned wild and reckless. The businessman praised the painter for capturing his wife's beauty perfectly. Little did he know, to the painter, she was the most beautiful woman alive.